think it's kind of fun to maybe just sit out in the backyard and listen to the wind chimes. Well, I've got one I'm going to show you how to make today that is so quick and easy. You're going to want to make it for yourself and all your friends. This is just a container that I found at my Michael's store, and you can really use anything as long as you have something that you can drill through to put the wind chimes hanging from. So what I first did, I drilled holes through the bottom of the can. Now the other thing that I did, I found this great little thermometer that I wanted to put on the front, so I drilled the holes through the front of the can to attach that to that you can see a little bit later. We're using hemp, which is kind of like a twine, to put our wind chimes on. So first of all, I'm going to cut my hemp probably 10 to 12 inches longer than I really think my wind chime is going to be, because I'm going to have to feed this up through the bottom of my container. So we're going to thread that up through there, and then I'm going to reach in here, I'm going to pull out the cord. You're going to need something on the inside to hold those wind chimes. So we have got some great glass beads. Now most of the glass beads that you'll find have pretty big holes in them, and I'm just going to tie this on, and that is what's going to go on the inside of your wind chime to hold the rest of the pieces that you're going to put on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some more of our fun glass beads. I'm going to put it up through the bead, and instead of tying a knot around it, I'm going to take and I'm just going to make a couple knots in the cord to separate my beads. But what I want to make sure is that my knot is big enough that my bead won't slip off. So sometimes you may even have to make 2 or 3. Now you could use wooden beads, but these glass beads work really great outside. I'm just gonna leave 2 or 3 inches in between. I'm gonna tie it again. So see, the knot has separated them out. Now let's go ahead and put on our piece of bamboo. This is actually bamboo that's sold in the floral department, and I just cut it with a little saw. I took our drill and I drilled a hole through it, and that's what we're gonna tie it on with. If you get a piece of bamboo that is solid, then there's just some little screw eyes that you can put in there. I'm just gonna run the hemp through the hole, and I'm going to decide how long I want it to be, and then I'm just going to tie around it. You'd rather have too much of the cord and have to cut it off than get all the way down there and not have enough to tie your knot. You could put a little bit of glue on it if you want to at the very end, but it really doesn't need it. And then we'll just trim off our hemp and set it aside. And so look, so all you're going to do is fill up all the little holes. Let's look at the one we've made, because it really is fun. Here I have about 6 pieces of the bamboo on there and all the fun colored beads. But you know what? There's lots of fun pieces that you can find up and down the aisles at Michael's. So maybe it's a fun little piece of flower that you'd like to put on there, and you could just glue it on, or again, you could put a hole through it and put it on there. You know, I think this would be a great patio party fun thing, that if you're going to somebody's house, take them a fun little wind chime that when it twinkles in the wind, they'll maybe think of you.